Welcome back to the channel, guys. Welcome into Ion Market, and today we're going to be going over basically the stuff from the Mega Tin that released officially this past weekend. There's a few other things I wanted to touch base on, but that's what everybody's been talking about. That's where the majority of the sales have been coming from, and for those of you who took part in TCGPlayer's 15% bonus buck sale, you may have grabbed some stuff. You may have also seen the site crash, but you will have noticed there's been some interesting trends with cards that started to drop on release, and then with the sale went back up. Some kind of stayed, and some haven't. It's been interesting to watch as I've been sort of looking at it, but I think it's going to be a relatively brief video. I just want to quickly mention two things. We will be getting our case in this week, so I will be doing a live stream opening of the case. I'm not sure exactly when yet, but make sure you're subscribed to the channel if you want to be able to watch that. And also, we are going to be doing a giveaway live during that stream of at least one mega pack, maybe more, depending on how many people come in and what happens. So you won't want to miss it. Stay tuned for that, and you'll be able to see your pack open live on camera. There'll be a lot of stuff that we'll have fun. It's been fun. So please like the video if you have not done so already, and subscribe if you are not, and please leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think of this weekend in the market. But without further ado, I don't want to waste any more time. The 2021 Tin of Ancient Battles is selling very well. It's over $30 on TCGPlayer, and I know that there's obviously other places you can find it a little bit cheaper. I will caution that it is set for another wave. It is being released in waves, so there should be more of this hitting the shelves within the next couple weeks. I was able to pick some up from Walmart, Target, and Barnes & Noble in my area. Some more than others. I think Barnes & Noble got a case, Walmart had a little more than a case, and I was able to get some at my local shop too. Some people have said they haven't been able to find them at all. I don't know if that was scalpers or what, but I do know as recently as Saturday I was able to find some tins, so they are out there, depending on where you live. If you're in the New England area, I would definitely check Walmarts and stuff, but maybe just keep an eye out. I know they usually restock on Thursdays, and just a quick note to be aware of course, right now, most of them are probably going to be sold out unless you live in an area where people are not buying the tins a ton. So, starting off with the tin cards here, and then we'll work our way down into everything else. Triple Tactics Talent has been the top-selling card in the tin outside of Crossout Designator. That's been covered to death. I'm not going to bother right now going into that in full detail. Tactics has sold listings as high as $50, which is absolutely crazy. There's only 28 listings available, and it is very in demand. I know there were a lot of high sales as a result of the sale, but it's sticking pretty well, and until people start to get more of these in hand where they can compete with sales, I don't see it dropping too much. I will say, just a side note, finally having this card after not wanting to spend money on the high version copies, so IRL I couldn't play with it. It's just an insanely good card, and I definitely understand the hype behind it and what it really does offer to some decks. So I'm not shocked that this is as high up as it is, but I do hope it will settle a bit so it'll become more accessible for players. Nadir Servant, another one that has been really high, around 22, with some sold listings as high as 25 the other day, but I think, and one at 32, someone's maybe spent a little too much, but maybe they were trying to get some bonus bucks. These definitely have been selling relatively well, and I think people who have multiple copies are tending to see theirs sell well because somebody just wants to get all theirs from the same person. I pulled 3 of these total out of 21 tins. I don't know what the ratios look like in the case, but they're not super easy to get, and it's a really good card for a well-liked engine. So I would keep your eye out for this if you want to pick them up. I think you might be able to get away with waiting, and they may drop to about 15 to 18 once more tins hit the market, but I'm not entirely sure. It's going to be a bit of a waiting game. Divine Arsenal Zeus, about 20 bucks. That's right around where he's been. He dropped down to about 15 on release day, but promptly went back up. I think he was pre-selling around 12, so some sites had him at a decent price. I have pulled a few of these, definitely really happy about having it. But again, $20 isn't that unreasonable for this. It's similar to Borreload Savage Dragon, Masquerena, and others from last year's Megatins. I just thought it would be a little bit more time before he hit that number, and so we'll see where he goes and whether or not he drops. 51 listings is not the most available, but most decks really only need 1 Zeus, occasionally some want 2, so it's not as high demand as something like Nadir Servant in terms of playsets selling. Ice Dragon's Prison, which is a beautiful secret rare. It looks 10 times better in secret than Ultra, and I actually like Ultra for the most part, is around $18 to $20. It's actually gone up since release. They were as low as $14 at one point. and I see that there's only 40 listings available, so this one seems to be pretty tough. I know ratios are mostly even with these tins from what our data suggests, but I will say I've opened a large handful of tins and pulled many duplicate secrets, not a single Ice Dragon's Prison at all, so I don't know whether or not that's just been some bad luck or if it's a little bit less commonly seen. Like I said, I don't think there's any significant short prints, but this is a really good card that will come in and out of format popularity, and it's a card you probably want to have, and I think Secret Rare is the highest rarity, despite the fact that, you know, Rise of the Duelist is an older set. They're neck and neck in price, and if you're gonna get one or the other, I recommend the Secret simply because it just looks really nice. We've got Dogmatic and Ecclesia the Virtuous, another one that seems to elude me so far. I'm hoping to hit some of these in my case. Around $15. They did go very low on quantities for a little while the day of the sale, but they're back up with 72 listings. I think this could eventually hit 10, but it could just as easily hit 15 instead and go the other way. It really depends on if people are willing to take cuts on it. This is a 3 of that's obviously good in a lot of engines, decks, whatever, and yeah, it's Secret Rare it's an upgrade over the Ultra, so people are going after it. Virtual World, my Hime Lulu has actually gone up after being around 4 to 5 when it was released on Friday. It's up to about 7 to 8 now. That deck is insanely good, and this is just a really nice upgrade, so I'm not shocked by it. I think when all is said and done, it's probably going to stay around this price for a while, but you could potentially snipe some $5 to $6 listings if people are looking to compete and make a sale. One of the more surprising ones, Magician's Salvation, which is a cool card. It's just over $5 right now, and there's been some listings as high as 6. Low in quantities. I don't think it's like an amazing card, but it's decent, and it's exclusive to the tins. Last year's TCG exclusives for the tins, I think that was Destined Rivals and a few others, that not counting Dragoon, of course, didn't sell very well, so it's interesting to see the trend going in the opposite direction with these, but Magician's Salvation is selling. It's relatively low in quantity, and there is Dark Magician support in Battle of Chaos, so people are probably looking toward the future. This setting an Eternal Soul directly from the deck is a really, really solid option for Dark Magicians, and it might be a card to look at if you're interested in it, because given the art and what it is and the deck that it's for, if it does end up being something people want to play, I could see it hitting $10 at some point. True Light is Eternal Soul for Blue Eyes. This card is insanely good as well. Very low quantities. This got bought out. It was around 3 to 4, and then it got completely cleared when that sale happened. They're around 7. They could fall back out. I would definitely recommend having a playset of these if Blue Eyes interests you at some point. The card is really good, and it's almost understated how much of an impact it will really make. The fact that it not like in the meta per se, but like in terms of viability for Blue Eyes, with things like the self-destruction effect of this, you can protect your monsters with the turn of the Dragon Lords, so that is definitely something Blue Eyes has the advantage that Dark Magician does not. So just some food for thought there. Brigade Fractals around 6, some sales as high as 7. Nice to see him doing well. He's not super expensive. You can get a playset for under 20, but the secret upgrade looks really good on him. Phantom Knight Tutorial Scales, no photo uploaded yet. This has actually gone up from around 3 to about 6. Just, there's a lot of Ultras. It's not super common to pull, and this is probably the best Phantom Knights card, at least as far as standalone cards go. Hopefully he'll settle a bit, but we'll see what happens. Dogmatic of Punishment, I just want to shout out quick. $4 is what this is at, and it's a beautiful secret. It's probably my favorite in the set. It looks really good, and I would say picking up a playset under 15 is not a bad way to go. Ghost Warner and Evening Chill, or Moonlit Chill rather, is another one I think is really good to keep an eye on, around $3. I know it's not exactly the most dominant hand trap, but it has seen a lot of representation. People seem to like it depending on the deck and what's topping in the format, and $3 is not bad considering it doesn't have any other prints except for its original, and we've seen the hand trap Ghost Girls go up time and time again. This probably won't be any different if it gets hyped for something, so, you know, if you can pay 3 to 4 a piece for them, get your playset under $12, you could definitely be in a good spot. And that is gonna... Oh, no, I had one other one. Win the Wind Channeler from Megatins as well, I just wanted to mention briefly. It's very cheap. I think this is an insanely good card, too, but I also think it has just that sort of popularity with fans, being that it's a charmer, and it's just good in general if we were to get more of these and people want to collect the sets. It does have a Starlight, so it's obviously always going to be the mid-tier rarity, but it's not bad, and it is a really good card with Speedroids and more wind support coming out. Now, just a rocket minute rapid fire, I just threw words out there, through the last 5 cards of this Market Watch here. Brigade Kit is up to about $5. People talked about it for a while, that if the other stuff got reprinted, this could rise as a result. $5 for one of the best cards in the deck is not shocking. It's decent, you know, juice for Blazing Vortex, which as a whole is a lackluster set. But $5 for that, $15 for a playset. If you grabbed them when they were $1, you're probably happy about it. But if you don't have them and you're interested in picking up Brigade now, it's not very cheap. Forbidden Droplet continues to get bought out with only 9 listings. I don't understand why. We know it's getting a reprint. This is dumb. I would not do this. I would not buy this at this price. I would sell them if you have them. This is stupid. It's a great card. It's likely going to be a secret again in Brothers or Legend. There'll be 2 secrets. The original will be worth more, but the other secret could easily fall out a bit with that going on. A random Halky Fibrax buyout again with a ton of sales yesterday. He's down to 13 listings and about $45. He's great, don't get me wrong. I just don't know what's changed that would cause him to go up to that extent in a week and a half. I guess people are just after what they're after. So yeah, Hulk is up, and if you don't have one yet, which would be kind of weird, but unless you're just getting into the game, if you don't have one yet, it's not the best time to buy in. Rescue Cat Ultra from Duelist Saga as Tri-Brigade gets some of their reprints, is up to about $35 with only 6 listings. This has been pricey for a while, but not quite this high, and I think it has to do with the fact that Tri-Brigade now is more accessible. People are looking to shift money for the deck in other ways. The value displacement is usually pretty common with these types of things, so I'm not shocked here. And lastly, Dimension Shifter is just such a good card. It's really good against so much of the meta. I would highly recommend picking this card up sooner rather than later. It's around $5, and I just don't know that a reprint is on the horizon. It is a really, really good card. It's good in Flunderies. It's going to be good against other decks. You're going to want to have it, and it's just cheap right now for a hand trap that can be as impactful as it is. And you won't want to be looking back saying, man, I wish I bought this when it was $4, if it goes to like $12, $15, and you need a playset. So that's going to do it for today's Ion Market, guys. Thanks so much for watching, and we will be back later this week with another video as we continue to preview Burst of Destiny. But again, live stream Wednesday, I think Wednesday or Thursday, depending on when the case comes in. We'll do a live stream opening as well as a giveaway. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.